Hey guys, hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are doing great. Before I get into this video, I'd like to ask you guys to like, share, subscribe, and do all the YouTube things that need to be done. So today I've decided that I'm gonna tell the story when I first assisted in theater. Right, so this is my first time assisting in theater. So I usually don't like telling the story, but I do think that is a bit interesting. So this was back in fourth year. And we were working with an amazing intern doctor, very amazing intern doctor. In fact, this is the doctor for me personally that gave me the confidence, right, to speak with patients, to examine with patients, because I was struggling with doing certain things, asking certain questions. If you're a medical student, maybe you might understand, you must ask some very personal questions, or you must do some very personal exam, right? And I really struggled with doing that, especially with the older. In fact, it was not especially. I was struggling to doing certain examinations with the older population, right? So he's the one who just helped me, and I gained the confidence through him. So we're working with this amazing doctor. And I remember this day, he told us that tomorrow, it's theater day, right? As soon as we come to the hospital, we must just go to theater. All right. So I go home that day, and something happens which disturbed me a bit, right? So I spent a lot of time thinking about how I was going to solve that situation and all of that. And as a result, I ended up sleeping late, right? I'm not using this as an excuse, because every time I try to tell a story, people will say maybe it's an excuse, right? But then, I was there. I slept late. I think I slept for about 3 to 4 hours. Cool. I wake up in the morning. I take the bus to the hospital. I still slept throughout the bus ride. I was just very sleepy. I was just very tired. Again, it's not an excuse, right? We get to the hospital, right? And as soon as we get to the hospital, we go to theater. We're supposed to change, to the scrubs. We were in theater. And this day, this intern doctor was rushing us. I was wondering why I'm being rushed so much. So, we rush, we get dressed, we put on our scrubs, take off. As soon as we come rushing in within the theater, one of my group members is then taken and is shown how to scrub and, how to prepare for surgery, the washing, put on the gear, put on the gloves. So I thought maybe that day they wanted to teach us how to do that. Right, I thought maybe the doctor just wants to teach us how to scrub up and wash. But I was like, then if he was just teaching us, why is he then putting the full attire? I thought maybe, hey, that's what he wants to do. As soon as he finishes scrubbing up, dressing up, he's sent to an operation table, and I was happy and excited. I was like, I didn't know that you could do this in fourth year. Or I thought maybe you had to wait until your final year student will allow you to assist within the surgery. But turns out they did allow that in fourth year, and he's there. I wanted to do it so bad, so I asked the intern doctor, like, hey doc, if I would like to assist also, what do I have to do? And he's like, okay, just go to the next theater room and just ask. They just like to assist, and they'll help you with everything. Cool. I leave the theater room we were at as a group. I go to the next one. I ask for the opportunity to assist. They didn't stop me. They were like, okay, let's go teach you how to scrub up as well. And I remember the mixed emotions, man. It was mixed emotions as I was scrubbing up. Here I am, I'm afraid, I'm excited. I'm scrubbing up. I'm moving very, very slow, because I remember when I got there, the operating doctor was not there, right? But he scrubbed up quicker than I did. Cool. Scrub up, they're showing me the technique, how to wash, they're showing me all of those things, and I finally scrub up. I had on the wrong size gloves. Those gloves were too small for me. But I remember walking out. In medicine series, the doctors are walking like this, and they're not supposed to touch, and you opening the door with your back. I'm there walking like that, man. And one of the first things I thought about within that moment was someone I idolized a lot in the field of medicine, right? And he was the reason I actually ended up studying medicine. This was Dr. Benjamin Carson. I saw myself thinking of Dr. Benjamin Carson and thinking about my whole journey and how I got there. It was weird, but that soon was erased because now I realized that I'm actually in front of this operating table. Right, I'm not just spectating the C-section. I'm actually going to be part of it, and I'm going to be helping it in it. So the fear just came again. It was fear mixed with happiness, with excitement, and all of that. Cool. We get there, and I'd like to commend the staff I was working with, man. Those, every chance I get to commend healthcare workers, I do. Right, as much as there are a lot of wrong things that they might have done or be doing, but every time I see a positive about them, I like to commend them. Right, so this staff was really great. They were very patient with me. They were very educating. So I remember we start the procedure. I'm very excited, and I'm asking questions. It's me, it's the doctor, and then there's the scrub nurse, right? And then there was the anesthesiology team, right? I think there was a reg, or I think it was an MO, an intern, and a couple of students. I think those students were SIC students, right? And there was my group. They were behind me, and we are there. We are doing things, We do this C-section, man. Doctor opens up, get the baby out. The doctor is suturing the uterus, and I'm there asking questions, how do you know now that you've sutured the uterus effectively? And he tells me, and I'm busy asking questions when I'm being involved. As soon as he is finished suturing the uterus, and I can feel that something is wrong with me. I really couldn't pinpoint what it was, but I felt something is wrong with me. But I was like, Chief, yeah, just push this through. We're almost done, and now we're just closing. So we're there, the doctor is now closing the sheet and all of that. But I feel, no, something worse. I'm getting a bit worse. And I'm not like, it's not a bad feeling, but what I could describe it as was that the voices of the people around me were beginning to sound a bit faint. Right? It's like I could hear people talking. I could hear the doctor who I'm assisting talking with me, but I can't hear what he's saying. Right? At that point, I could still see everything, but I was like, let me just push through. I'll just try to focus on hearing what the doctor is actually saying and just push through. And after a couple of minutes, I realized that I can't see properly now. Because I remember the doctor was showing me what to hold and where to hold and how to use a certain tool. And I remember I just held his hand. Right? And what happened from there on, I don't know. I didn't fall. But what I got told is that one of my group members, one of my classmates, right, said that he saw my eyes flutter a lot. And then he pointed that out, and he's the one who actually realized that I was not okay. And they brought a chair for me to sit down. And it was weird. It was weird, man, because for me, it was supposed to be my most exciting time, right? That was supposed to be, a milestone achieved, but it ended up being one of my most embarrassing moments in medicine. And the point where I saw this was bad is when they brought the chair. I tried to look back to see where the chair is, and I couldn't see it. That's when I know yeah, no, I'm in trouble. That's how I knew I needed to get out of there. I needed help quick. And I remember as soon as I sat down, the doctor explained, now it happened to him, and all these doctors are just trying to, uh, share their stories of how it happened to them. But yeah, it was a bit embarrassing. Now that I've actually assisted quite a couple of times, I've heard quite a lot of stories that should that have happened to me after those stories, I would have felt better about it, because after that happened, I thought something was wrong with me, right? And I thought that maybe something is wrong with me to the point whereby I won't be able to perform or assist surgeries within the theater. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story. You guys wanna like, share, subscribe.